Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Today we celebrate America. Our freedom, our liberty, our independence. The 4th of July is a sacred day in our country.
President Joe Biden giving a speech at the White House on the importance of celebrating our freedoms on this 4th of July, just hours before these fireworks exploded over the National Mall.
In his address, the president emphasized freedom from COVID-19, saying Americans are beating the virus and the economy is bouncing back. Biden went on to declare this Independence Day as being America's coming out party from a time of division and despair.
Back here at home, 4th of July celebrations have been lighting up the night skies over San Antonio and surrounding areas.
The night team's Jonathan Cotto joins us live now from Leon Valley, where their fireworks show just wrapped up. Jonathan, what was the crowd like tonight now that they're allowed to be out there?
Courtney, I'm at Raymond Rimkus Park here in Leon Valley, and let me tell you, just moments ago, hundreds of people took to this park to watch the fireworks show from the sky. And not only are they feeling patriotic, but they're also grateful to be outdoors gathered around hundreds of people. And to think just a few months ago, the thought of a community event like this one could have even transpired throughout San Antonio. While the public health crisis has been ongoing, tonight there was an extra and special sense of appreciation.
It feels wonderful to be outside and enjoying the fresh air and enjoying the people watching and everybody having a good time.
To be honest, it's been a while since I've been out, and so 4th of July is probably the first weekend that, I've been to like a big group thing, and it just feels good.
4th of July, yeah. One of the biggest holidays ever. Freedom. It's all about freedom, 4th of July.
The sights and sounds out here tonight were not only festive, but very, very patriotic. The day also kicked off here in Leon Valley with a 5K run and a parade. Reporting live from Leon Valley, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. As businesses inch back to a sense of normalcy, trying to gain back losses caused by the pandemic, one St. Mary's Strip restaurant is having to close what's left of its doors again.
Yeah, but this time it is because a car slammed into their building. The night team's John Paul Barajas reports.
Nobody likes to see a local business get hurt in that way, so it's, very sad.
Many owners and employees of businesses along the St. Mary's Strip are sympathizing with those over at Sing's Vietnamese restaurant after this car destroyed their entrance around 2 Sunday morning.
We're still not even caught up to where we should be financially as far as business-wise goes.
General manager of the Mix, Andrew Gonzalez, and bartender at Midnight Swim, Christina Ortiz, know all too well the struggles small businesses have faced during the pandemic. Now with light at the end of the tunnel, a neighbor and a friend is having to board up instead of being able to celebrate the 4th of July holiday.
They want to come out after being at home for so long, working from home and all that stuff. So they're going kind of hard.
We appreciate the people coming out here. We just wanted to be safe for them.
Customers pouring onto the Strip is a long overdue welcome sight for all businesses in the area.
We need all the business we can get. So what we thrive off of people feeling safe coming out here.
But they're worried all the extra traffic combined with unfinished construction could lead to another accident.
It's scary because of the amount of people that, pedestrians that are out on the road and, the amount of people that have obviously been drinking and stuff. So it's very concerning.
Already on the Strip, there's a decent crowd coming out to celebrate July 4th. As for management here at Sing's, they didn't want to go on camera, but the handyman we spoke with who was boarding up the building says this is the second time within a year that this restaurant has been hit by a car. Luckily, last time the damages weren't as significant, but he says something needs to be done. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Other top stories today. San Antonio police say they're on the hunt for 4 suspects after a man was shot and killed off Broadway near Loop 410 on the north side overnight. It was around 4 in the morning when officers say a confrontation at Vibrations Luxury Lounge spilled out into the parking lot. That's where police say 4 suspects opened fire on a car with 2 men inside. Those 2 then reportedly jumped out and ran across the street to return fire. Police say more than 60 gunshots were fired during that exchange, with one single bullet hitting a man who died at the scene. Another man was also struck and was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Another shooting overnight leads to a head-on collision, leaving 3 people dead. It all started just after 2 a.m. when police say a white truck was firing shots towards the V Lounge nightclub located off of East Martin near downtown. We're told the truck then drove the wrong way down an I-35 frontage road and onto the McCullough exit ramp. That's when it hit an SUV head-on. The 2 men in the truck and the driver of the SUV all pronounced dead at the scene. Police say one of the men in the truck might have been shot as well. No other injuries were reported.
Police say an argument between family members took a deadly turn when someone stabbed 3 people, leaving 1 dead. It happened just before 11 last night at a home off East Vestal Place, not far from Pleasanton Road on the south side of town. Officers say 2 of the people stabbed were found at the scene. 1 was treated there, the other taken to a hospital. As for that 3rd victim, police say a family member took them to the hospital where they later died. No arrests have been made and the suspect has not been found yet.
On this 4th of July, the story of a statue that will honor combat veterans who fought and died for their country. It is called the Tip of the Spear. The statue will sit atop a memorial on land donated by the Bexar County Commissioner's Court. And not only are combat veterans behind the effort to build it, the Night Team's Jesse Delgado tells us the sculptor made statues like this his mission when he returned from Vietnam.
The model is already starkly realistic. Figures representing generations of America's veterans.
We just want to honor the veterans that have served all the way back to World War I.
Among all those who fought in Vietnam, the sculptor who earned a Purple Heart.
When he came back from Vietnam, it was in his heart to somehow show tribute to these men.
By creating these and many others, her late husband and famed sculptor, Michael Boyette, dedicated much of his life to honoring veterans.
This particular monument, Jesse, shows a unity, a strength, a determination that these soldiers had.
It's called the Tip of the Spear because we, as Purple Heart recipients, our grunts, our ground pounders, the tip of the spear.
The 13-foot-tall bronze structure will go here, near the San Antonio River, outside the Bexar County Public Works building, if they can raise the remaining $300,000. Not exactly pocket change.
No.
But we'll take it.
Yeah.
These members of the Military Order of the Purple Heart agree it won't be easy, but not impossible.
We're asking for help to get this done.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Fundraising for the Tip of the Spear Memorial has now resumed after it was suspended last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To learn more about that statue itself and how you can help, we have a link at our website at ksat.com.
Well, I hope you had a great 4th of July holiday today. Taking a look outside with live cam, we've got a few lingering clouds, but any of the rain from earlier this afternoon has essentially fizzled out completely. But we're not done with rain chances just yet. Not even by a long shot. Today in San Antonio, our morning low was 76. We made it up to 92 this afternoon before a little outflow boundary moved through the airport and dropped our temperature down into the 80s. That made it not so terribly hot this evening. Hope you were able to enjoy that. Speaking of temperatures and not so hot, we're going to continue to see below average temperatures in the week ahead, thanks in part to daily chances of rain over the next week. Now, just how much rain and who could see the most rain over the next few days, we'll talk about that and much more coming up in the full forecast. Courtney.
Thank you, Katie. We're turning now to the condo collapse in South Florida. The demolition of Champlain Towers South happening just a bit ago tonight.
Yeah, not long ago at all. Residents in the surrounding area were ordered to shelter in place and keep their windows closed. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert with the latest details.
Search and rescue efforts in Surfside, Florida were paused as crews prepared for the demolition of what remains of Champlain Towers South, now scheduled to happen between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m.
Over the past 48 hours, our unified command team has been working tirelessly with the demolition experts to quickly and safely prepare the building for demolition and to create a safety plan.
With many still unaccounted for and possibly buried in the rubble, the demolition team using a technique called energetic felling to try to bring the tower down and away from the debris.
The gravity will pull everything straight down, but it will have a little tilt to it where the material wants to stay away from the collapsed part so they can continue their recovery.
Officials have said once the building is down, they would be able to expand their search to previously inaccessible areas.
The emotions are high because everybody wants to get somebody alive.
But Israeli Colonel Golan Vak, an experienced search and rescue operations expert, telling ABC affiliate WPLG he no longer believes there are any survivors under the rubble.
The circumstances, as we saw the last few days, are too difficult for me to say professionally that I believe that there is a solid chance to find somebody alive.
In Miami Beach, no 4th of July fireworks this year. Instead, the city inviting residents to stand outside with a candle, a flashlight, or anything that lights up to remember the victims and honor first responders. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
Still to come on the Nightbeat, another ransomware attack sends the whole world into a frenzy, and we're learning from federal officials that this could just be the start. Plus, we're taking a trip back to the 1700s as a 4th of July ceremony at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery not only celebrated our independence today, but also gave visitors an education.
And the path back to civilian life can be difficult for many veterans. That's why one couple is hoping their success story will inspire others who may be struggling. That story when the Nightbeat returns. The 4th of July wouldn't be a celebration of independence and freedom if we didn't thank our military men and women. Many struggle returning to civilian life after serving our country.
The Night Team's Jonathan Cotto brings us the story of one military couple with a mission to help veterans make their transition a successful one.
Both Air Force veterans, Jeffrey Thompson and his wife Michelle, enlisted back in 1994. After more than 20 years of service, they decided it was time to retire.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit afraid, right? I mean, that's normal. A lot of late nights discussing this with my wife and our family, you know, having conversations about what's next.
And just like many veterans, they say the transition
All right, we now know who is headed to the NBA Finals in 2021. Thank goodness it is some new teams. The Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks will face off with more on that and what's on Instant Replay tonight. Let's check in with our Greg Simmons.
You got tired of the reruns, is that it?
Oh, my goodness. It's nice to see some fresh blood.
And two coaches in there off the pop coaching tree, right? And did Becky Hammond get a raw deal in Portland in her quest to become the first female head coach in NBA history? Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay on...
With a minute 10 remaining. Can they keep Holiday in front? For 3.
Now that the Milwaukee Bucks have defeated the Atlanta Hawks in 6 games, we now know who is headed to the NBA Finals in 2021. That's where the Eastern Conference champions will face off against the best in the West, the Phoenix Suns, to decide who takes on the Larry O'Brien Trophy. But will Giannis Antetokounmpo be able to suit up for Game 1 on Tuesday nights?
We stand by Chauncey, everyone in the organization, and believe he's the right choice to be our head coach and the right choice to be the kind of ambassador in the Portland community everybody here has become accustomed to.
Was Becky Hammond wrong in her attempt to become the first female head coach in the NBA history? That's after the Portland Trailblazers decided to go with Chauncey Billups instead of the Spurs assistant coach. And their explanation that is being met with a lot of backlash.
Jamal Charles, a unified world champion. He's fighting the WBO world champion Brian Castano at the 18th Center on some great fights that night.
And we check in with two-time world champion Jesse James Laya about the big fight card coming up in the AT&T Center in a couple of weeks. And Showtime Sports aired more of the behind-the-scenes look at last weekend's Mario Barrios fight. It's safe to say that El Azteca's popularity and respect only increased in his first career loss. All that plus, who wins the 2021 NBA Finals? The Phoenix Suns or the Milwaukee Bucks tonight? You decide. Instant Replay is live and it's after the Nightbeat. And you're right, it's good to see two new teams in there, isn't it?
How much fun do you think the fans in Milwaukee had last night?
Oh, big time. Deer Park, you got it.
A little hangover today. Thank you, Greg. We'll see you for more, not Instant Replay, but the Nightbeat right after this.
Thanks.
Whoops, that's the sound of an entire night's firework display accidentally exploding before showtime. The annual fireworks celebration in downtown Ocean City, Maryland was canceled as a result. First responders initially thought a car was on fire, but when they got to the scene, they discovered the unintentional fireworks show, the whole thing. Some of the fireworks company employees did end up with minor injuries from the blast, but no other beach or boardwalk visitors were injured.
Yikes. The latest ransomware attack could impact thousands of companies, large and small, both here at home as well as abroad. ABC News has learned this attack comes just weeks after the Department of Homeland Security warned law enforcement and government agencies around the country that these types of hacks are likely to increase. Here's ABC's Faith Abube with the details.
The massive ransomware attack hit hours before the beginning of the July 4th holiday weekend. Experts say it appears a Russia-based hacking group deployed this ransomware through IT software company KSAT, the company confirming that it has suffered a sophisticated cyber attack. Large IT companies use KSAT software and contract services to hundreds of smaller businesses. Cybersecurity firm Huntress Labs says the ransomware spread to at least 30 IT companies. More than 1,000 of those companies' clients, mostly small businesses, have been impacted by the hack both in the U.S. and overseas. KSAT telling all of its nearly 40,000 customers to disconnect their software immediately.
We believe we've addressed the issues. We're actually 100% confident that we know how it happened, and we've remediated it.
If Russia did carry out the attacks, this could increase tensions with the U.S., coming just weeks after President Biden met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Geneva, warning him that Washington would hold Moscow accountable.
Direct to the intelligence community, give me a deep dive on what's happened, and if it is either with the knowledge of and or a consequence of Russia, then I told Putin we will respond.
The Cybersecurity Division of the Department of Homeland Security is monitoring this attack, which comes on the heels of some major cyber attacks by hackers believed to be based in Russia, including the recent attacks on Colonial Pipeline and meat supplier JBS. Russia has denied any involvement in both of those attacks. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Well, right now, all eyes are on Tropical Storm Elsa as it tracks towards South Florida, where first responders are racing against time to find any remaining survivors of the collapsed condo near Miami. Crews working around the clock to make sure the site is secured ahead of Elsa's arrival. A tropical storm watch is now in effect for South Florida, and some predict Elsa's outer bands could affect the town of Surfside by tomorrow.
We are looking at, of course, storm surge. We're looking at heavy rainfall, flash flooding. There could be isolated tornadoes.
The state of Florida has declared a state of emergency for 15 counties, and that includes Miami-Dade.
Outside with live cam here at home, we've got a few lingering clouds. No rain out there this evening, but our rain chances will continue all through this upcoming work week. And more on our local forecast coming up in just a bit. But the latest on Tropical Storm Elsa, maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. Movement is northwest at 15 miles per hour. Here is the latest forecast track. The system will continue to move across the rougher terrain of Cuba during the day tomorrow, approaching the Florida Keys late tomorrow, early on Tuesday. Now, thankfully, Miami, Surfside, Florida, they're going to be spared from the worst of Elsa. That's going to be on the west side of Florida, places like Tampa and St. Petersburg. But Surfside, the Miami area, they are going to have to deal with an extended period of some sustained gusty winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour. That, along with those outer bands of rain, certainly not going to help the efforts there at the condo collapse. So they will be dealing with gusty winds there in Surfside as Elsa inches closer to Florida. More on our local forecast coming up in a bit. Tim.
Thank you, Katie. Making headlines around the world tonight. At least 45 people have died following a Philippines Air Force plane crash today. That's according to the Armed Forces of the Philippines. That plane crashed in the province of Sulu as it tried to land at a nearby airport. There were 96 people on board. 5 military personnel are still missing as search operations continue tonight.
Meanwhile, 19 people have been rescued after being stranded in their homes following a mudslide in Atami, Japan. At least 2 women are confirmed dead and more than 100 are unaccounted for after the disaster struck yesterday morning. Search and rescue efforts had to be suspended overnight, but hundreds of emergency workers resumed search early this morning. More than 80 houses were swept away, according to the local fire and disaster management agency there.
Coming up on the Nightbeat, a trip back in time on this 4th of July holiday. How the day was celebrated at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery. We have that next on the Nightbeat. Honoring those who have gone before us. That was the theme of a patriotic cemetery today at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery, where thousands of veterans are buried.
The Night Team's Daphne Gray brings us to that ceremony as many celebrated the nation's Independence Day.
4th of July to me means honoring and remembering.
The sights and sounds of the American Revolution filled the Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery Sunday morning. It was the 37th annual Order of the Granaderos y Damas de Galvez 4th of July patriotic ceremony. A solemn military dedication was presented in honor of the history that made the United States what it is today.
While it's not perfect, many people have sacrificed over 200 and almost 50 years, and it's a time to pay tribute to all the people that have gone before us.
The ceremony also providing visitors and education.
We came together with many patriotic groups. Many DAR chapters were here. There was an SAR chapter, and it also honors the impact and the contribution that Spain had towards the Revolutionary War.
Military aid and transportation of materials to the American colonies, for example. A fife and drum corps performed, and a roll call of the 13 colonies with musket fire followed by the playing of taps took place. One participant in the event says despite the conflicts we've seen as a country over the past couple of years, she takes pride in being an American.
We know freedom is not free, and so we know that while we're at a state of unrest right now, we're still a fabulous country.
Now, it is important to note that Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery is one of 155 national cemeteries across 44 states and Puerto Rico, where altogether more than 5 million Americans, including veterans of every war and conflict, are buried. To learn more about how the Granaderos y Damas de Galvez honors these veterans each year, visit the story on our website at KSAT.com. Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Daphne. Food delivery apps, they can be your best friend in a pinch, but some not so much if you're trying to eat on the lighter side. A remedy for takeout troubles next on the Nightbeat. Takeout troubles. Chances are you ordered a lot more food takeout during the past year, and maybe you're using one of those popular food delivery apps. They're good at displaying menu options and prices, but some important information may be missing. As 12 on Your Side's Marilyn Moritz reports, that may make it a little harder to make a healthy choice.
Seems the days of paper takeout menus are gone. Now you order dinner by opening up an app.
Sometimes just to go ahead and eat at home, I'll order takeout. That way I don't have to do dishes. I don't have to find ingredients.
When you're busy and hungry, the results can sometimes be less than healthy. Nutrition information can help. The Food and Drug Administration requires restaurants with 20 or more locations to post calorie counts for standard menu items, both in-house and online. But that same information doesn't always get transferred from the chain's website to the menus on third-party delivery sites like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub.
The FDA's menu rule helps consumers make more nutritious choices when they're eating out. But as online ordering and the use of third-party delivery apps exploded during the pandemic, suddenly that info isn't as easy for consumers to find.
Uber and DoorDash say they give restaurants control over their menu and nutrition information on their respective apps. And Grubhub says it's actively working on innovative ways to help people make informed choices. Even if information isn't available, nutritionist Amy Keating says you can place a healthy takeout order.
You can skip drinks like soda that add extra calories and no nutrition. And because restaurant portions are oversized, share with a friend or pack up half and eat on another day.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Speak for yourself, lady. I'm eating for two. Yeah. You're not technically supposed to do that, but,
You get a pass.
I'm not splitting with anyone right now.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I just love making him awkward. This is like my favorite.
I drink like I'm drinking for two sometimes.
Okay. Well, see, and I'm drinking for zero, so here we go. Here you go, Katie. Take that.
Take that and run with it.
All balances itself out, doesn't it? All right, let's talk temperature. So we talked a lot last half hour about the rain chances that will continue this week, but let's talk temperatures. I've had a couple of questions about should we have already seen a 100-degree day here in San Antonio? Wind typically is the first one. We'll start with today's high temperatures. Places like Del Rio, you guys have already seen a string of 100-degree days so far this year. 102 was your high, but here in San Antonio, a high of 92 this afternoon. Our average high this time of year is 94, and we will continue to see our afternoon high temperatures this week stay below average for this time of year. Low 90s. Mid to upper 80s all the way through this work week, even into the start of next weekend, thanks mainly in part to our continuing chances of rain. So I'm going to step out of the way really quickly. This is our first 100-degree day climatology. So on average, taking all this data back to 1885, our first, let me not say this the wrong way. Our average first 100-degree day is around June 30th. Our earliest 100-degree day ever was February 21st back in 1996. Way too soon. The latest that we've ever seen our first 100-degree day, we made it all the way to September 1st in 1985. And we have had years where we don't see 100 degrees here in the Alamo City. In fact, going all the way back to the start of records here, 23 years we have not seen a 100-degree day. See if this year is one of those years. That would be totally fine. Totally fine. Just shy of 80 at the airport. We've got a nice breeze. We've had the breeze kind of come and go today. Still feels like 82 when you factor in our dew point in the low 70s. Still 90 in Del Rio. It's 85 in Cotulla, 79 in Pleasanton at this hour. We'll see temperatures drop into the mid 70s for most of us. So starting off right around 75 tomorrow morning. I can't rule out an early morning shower, kind of similar to what we saw today. Also similar to today as we get into tomorrow afternoon, that'll be our best chance to see some more of those pop-up showers and non-severe thunderstorms. Some more pockets of heavy rain will be likely, also some flashes of lightning and some isolated showers continuing into tomorrow evening as well. Satellite and radar pretty quiet as compared to how it looked earlier this afternoon. No more rain out there currently, but we do have a decent amount of cloud cover and that'll stick around overnight. So 8 a.m. tomorrow, again, some isolated showers possible, more of a scattering of some showers and non-severe storms into the afternoon with a couple of lingering showers into the evening. Tuesday morning, notice a bit more activity even in the morning hours. So for the past couple of days, our rain chances have essentially been highest in the afternoon. I do think they'll continue to be highest in the afternoon as we get into the next couple of days, but we are going to start to introduce rain chances that continue into the morning and even into the overnight hours simply because of the weather setup that we'll have in place. We talked about this. Good rain-making energy sitting over the southern half of the state Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday. So we've got the good lift, but we've also got the good moisture in place. So this red color that you see here, that is very high moisture content in the atmosphere. Basically, that just lends itself to areas of heavy rain, and that'll help us stack up some pretty good rainfall totals over the next 7 days. So the southern tier of Texas, especially south of Highway 90, looking at some really good rainfall totals. What I want you to keep in mind this week, our highest rainfall totals will be south of Highway 90, and that's where we could have some rainfall totals 3 to 5 inches over the next 7 days. A few, and I mean a few lucky spots, could see more than 5 inches of rain over the next week. This is great for early July, and I'm not going to jinx triple-digit days.
We will not jinx.
I'm not even mad that after working 12 days straight, on the 4 days that I have off, it's going to rain because I'm going to take it.
Yeah, look, it's like 80s.
I'll find something to do indoors.
Yes, you will.
All right, the Fast and the Furious gang lead the race to #1 this holiday weekend. Find out where the newcomers placed in your weekend box office report next.
This reminds me of the spa back at the hotel.
Really?
Not at all.
The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard landed in 5th place, taking in $3 million. A Quiet Place Part 2 fell to 4th with $4.2 million, giving it $146 million domestic. The Forever Purge began its run in 3rd place with $12.7 million, the weakest debut in franchise history.
Oh, Tina, you little klepto. Nighty-night, maniac.
The Boss Baby Family Business opened in 2nd place. The animated sequel made $17.3 million. F9 The Fast Saga downshifted by about 2/3 from its massive debut, but stayed on top for a second weekend with ticket sales of $23.8 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I hope you're having as much fun at home as we are here. 2 more names were added tonight to our Tower of Power when it comes to athletes who have made a huge impact on San Antonio sports.
Yeah, and what happens now that AT&T has decided to cut ties to the Spurs home arena? Let's find out what else is on the holiday edition of Instant Replay by heading over to Greg Simmons. Are we entertaining you?
We have many suggestions tonight from our fans out there. And yes, you are entertaining me off camera. And what San Antonio boxer Hector Tanahara revealed before he climbs back into the ring this Friday night, coming up tonight on our Independence Day edition of Instant Replay.
You know, I was playing forward, I was thin, I was getting bumped around, but Bob saw something that I didn't see. He saw that I can really make the game a lot easier by playing guard. And he put me at that guard, and boy, here I am. I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Who should end up on the KSAT 12 Sports Tower of Power, recognizing those athletes who made the biggest impact on San Antonio sports over the years? We'll show you 2 new names to consider. What happens now that communications giant AT&T has decided to cut ties with the Spurs on the naming rights of their home arena?
And he has a great record, like you said, 20 knockouts out of 22 fights. But I don't think he's fought the opposition that I have. I fought, way more tough fighters than him.
And before climbing back into the ring this Friday night, what Hector Tanahara Jr. revealed that it kept him out of the ring during part of his 18-month layoff, and how both the Astros Rangers spent their July 4th holiday. All that plus, should American sprinter Sha'Carri Robinson have been suspended for marijuana use, costing her a shot at the women's 100-meter dash at the Olympics? The sports guys are back tonight. Instant Replay is live, and it is next.
It'll be a good discussion.
It will be, yes.
Thank you, Greg.
A famous TV mom forever immortalized in her hometown. We're going to tell you something good next.
Oh.